On this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create a fantastic app really quickly and something that you can actually sell and make a lot of money on. Now, guys, if you're not into apps on you haven't started creating apps, then this is the time to do it because it could not be easier. Right now, there are many platforms out there that all you need to do is to create a prompt, which is a series of words, and it will create the app from that. You don't need to code. You don't have any prior skills. You don't need to know anything about coding. You can literally do that now. And with the help of AI, you can create anything right now. So get in there before it's too late. Now, before I show you really quickly how to create this, I want to show you this website, which is called Acquire. And Acquire is like a marketplace where people sell their apps that they've created, right? It gives you an indication and an idea of what's happening right now. So just a very quick idea of what's happening right now in the marketplace. The marketplace is pretty hot, right, at the time of doing this video, and I believe it's going to be hot for a while. And if you just look at these different apps that are here, look, let's just look at these, for example, a mobile app, an AI voice generator for content creators to instantly convert text to speech. Now, we know that there are many platforms that can do that for you. Now, this is asking for 550K. Now, it's already making good profit, hence why it's making that much or it's selling for that much. Now, there are other ones that are not making much or hardly any and are still up for sale at a really good profit. So you've got this bedtime story recording app, which is going for 15K. No profit so far. Okay. TTM revenue is 1K though. Um, there are other services like other apps like Service for Hotel and Travelers to donate unwanted items, which is there. Um, there's an e-store that sells ebooks with trading video tutorials, which is there. There's an online scheduling tool for professionals to easily manage and find suitable meeting times. That's 11K with no revenue or profit. There's a fitness tracking software for gyms and health centers. Boost members' engagement and retention, 254K. Amazing. Now, I'm going to just look at something specific. Let's do this one, right? Because what you should do is see what people are doing and see what people are making. And obviously, don't bother reinventing the wheel. Obviously, come up with an interesting and original idea, but obviously, you can get inspiration, right? So, here's some inspiration ones. Now, let's say that I'm interested in, let's say, a food app, a food recipe app. So obviously, I'll do my research. I'll look at something like Acquire, and there are other SaaS marketplace websites, platforms that you can check as well, just to see what people are willing to pay for, right? So here, for example, is an AI food image generator for marketers to enhance online branding. Okay, now we know that there are many text to image generators, and actually, you can create an app like that using what I'm going to show you today. Here's an authentic Italian recipe platform with over 900 recipes. All right. There's also AI powered recipes, meal plans. There's right. The recipes, meal plans, obviously, are massive. Right. Now, what I did prior to this is I consulted ChatGPT, and you should do the same. If you want to get some really cool ideas for apps, then go to ChatGPT first and ask ChatGPT for some specific ideas, maybe around food for an app that you can create, if that's your interest. Obviously, think about what you're interested in doing as an app and feed that into ChatGPT. It could be a fitness app, it could be a meal plan app, it could be something about holidays or tourism. There are many different niches, obviously, to get into, and there are many possibilities to actually sell these apps. It's actually endless. Now, let's just look at this one, for example, the authentic Italian recipe platform, right? Now, this is interesting. Now, when I looked at ChatGPT, there was a gap in the market for people to create recipes or food or meals from ingredients that they have at home. So, for example, if you open your fridge and you're looking in, you're not sure what to create, but what this app will do is it will give you possible meals that you can create from the ingredients you have in your fridge. right? There's also other apps that can create grocery lists for you and so forth. So there's many things out there. Now, I'm just going to show you something really, really quickly, just so you get the gist and the idea of how quickly this can be done. So I'm going to jump onto this platform right now. Okay, so I'm on Lovable AI, right? And Lovable is a fantastic platform. There are quite a few platforms out there, but the reason why I like Lovable is because it's quite easy to use. It's quite user friendly and beginner friendly too. It was the one that I sort of, tried out. Now, what you'll see is it looks like this. And then also what you can do is you can also get inspiration when you click the latest here, the latest tab, and it shows you what other people have been creating, right? Which is in the public domain, if you like. Lots and lots of different sort of apps, platform ideas, landing pages, whatever it is that people are doing is here, right? And sometimes we think that these things are really hard to do, but you'll be so shocked to see how easy it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create something really quickly. So let's just start with the prompt, right? Start with the prompt in the box. Now, obviously, you can obviously try it out for free, but obviously there are plans depending on how many prompts you want to actually do to create these apps. But like I said, I find it quite reasonable. But let me just start you with the prompt first. So what you can do is just say something like create an app for someone to input different ingredients and it will create. Now, this is one of the things that ChatGPT says is quite a good idea to do. A lot of people go in at home, they're after work, and they don't know what they're going to make. So they just look in the fridge and see stuff like, I don't know, could be some bit of meat, some chili, some, spinach, whatever it is, just stuff in there, and they don't know what they're going to do with it. So this is for someone that wants to create a meal really quickly. Ingredients, and it will create a meal from, whoops, a meal from the ingredients inputted. Now, obviously, you can add a subscription to this, and you can obviously amend it. Now, what happens is this is what you do. You start off with something like this, right? And then you click the button here. So we do that first just to get a feel of it. Because what happens is you might want to tweak and change and add things. But let me just show you just the first part, right? So we just click that and you can see that Lovable's working on it. I literally just kept it very simple as well for the words or the prompts. So what it's doing now is kind of working on it right now. It's doing a lot of coding in the background as well, guys. Look at it. I love this idea. Let's build an ingredient-based meal generator app that can help people create delicious meals from whatever ingredients they have on hand. That is, look, it's telling me this as well. Call it "What's in the Fridge" apps. That's a good one. Let's even give me the name for the app. That's mad. That professional chefs and home cooks alike find helpful. And actually, guys, there's a big demand for this. So don't take my idea. Now, seriously, there's loads of ideas that you can just go to ChatGPT, and honestly, it will give you some low competition ideas, but be specific to what niche you want to get into. Don't keep it too open. Okay, so Lovable's still working on it. I can see he's kind of doing some bits on the side. Look, still sort of generating. Here you go. Look, it's even talking about the design that they're going to use. See, this is AI, guys, and AI is just thinking about exactly. I say thinking about exactly how it's going to look to appeal to people. They're talking about the color palette right now. They're talking about modern typography. I haven't even mentioned typography. So what's amazing about this is it actually goes into a lot of detail, things that it's kind of helping you with, even though you haven't mentioned it, which is even more fantastic, right? So it's building it right now. It's actually coding as we speak. You can see it saying writing the recipe generator. And I would like you just to time how long it takes to actually do the first draft, because we're going to do this is literally just the first draft, right? Just so you kind of get the gist of how it works. And then honestly, it's just so easy. If you sit down for a few hours, you'll really understand how it works. I've done apps where I've connected payment and subscription to the apps, and it's not difficult to do. Honestly, this is your beginner friendly app. So right now, it's just thinking exactly what it's going to create. It's coding it right now as we speak. Okay. Now, sometimes it comes out with errors, but what's really cool about Lovable is that you just click the button and it'll fix it for you. So let's try and click the button, and we'll literally just, you don't need to do anything else. It just fixes it as long as you click the button. That's it. And then it tells you, it says, I see the error you're encountering. Let's fix this issue. And it tells you what it's going to do to fix it as well. Oh my God, look at this. This is mad. Right. So it says, add your ingredients. Right. So what am I going to say? I want to say, this is so exciting, man. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Guys, help me out with this. What ingredients? I like chicken. I want to say chicken. Let me just put chicken. Chicken, right? Next one is going to be spinach. Spinach. You're probably thinking, what kind of ingredients you got in your fridge? Cream. Let's say just I got some cream in there. You know what I mean? Or butter. Uh, got some spices. What else can I say? What else can I say? What else can I add? Let's say that I've got. Can I say bread? Bread. Bread. Well, it'll be out of the fridge or whatever, however you have it, in or out of the fridge. What else can I add? I mean, basically, look, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. But then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to generate, right? Generate recipe. Even like, I mean, the colors are really cool as well. Let me just click. Oh, okay. So I clicked add. So I've added all the things that I've mentioned, all the ingredients from the fridge, and then all I do is click generate, right? So it's going to generate a recipe. Oh my God, this is madness. Wait, so it's done a herb roasted chicken, right? A herb roasted chicken. Now, obviously, salt and pepper, they presume that you'll have that, and olive oil. There's things that it presumes. So it's called a herb roasted chicken. Seasoned chicken with herbs, salt and pepper, drizzle with olive, roast for 25 to 30 minutes. And it gives you the temperature and everything, right? Right, let's generate another recipe, because this is obviously the first step. This is like your first one, right? It obviously can do other things. Let's have a look. Now I've clicked generate another recipe. Wait, let me just click. So this is where we start encountering problems, and this is where we feed into it. So what I'll say is when I click generate another recipe, it didn't actually generate another recipe. It actually gave me the same one. So what I'm going to say is when I clicked generate another recipe, I'm just going to say it didn't do it. It didn't do it. And the photos produced are not of the meal mentioned. Or recipe produced. Right, let's see if it understands that, because there's two issues there that I've noticed, right? And it will happen, is that there'll be problems that happen along the way, and you have to address it by adding more prompts and just sort of feeding back into it. So a couple of things I noticed: the images didn't reflect what the recipe was, and yeah, generate another recipe didn't work. So I've said that, I've clicked the button, and now let's see if Lovable understands what I'm talking about. So it's thinking about what it says. It says, I'll help you fix the issues with the generate another recipe button not working and improve the recipe images. Let me address each problem. And this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go back and forth sometimes, depending on what it is you're asking it, to get exactly what you want, right? Because obviously you know what you're looking for, but as you do as it produces the app, there will be things that it doesn't do quite right, but you'll have to just explain it, as I've done, just using words as I've just done it here. So now you can see that it's kind of, adding bits, rewriting the code in the back end so that it can produce the front end properly. So like I said, the speed that it produces is really quick. I think it's just that when you go back and forth just to perfect or get it exactly how you want it is what takes a little bit of time. But even that doesn't take that long. Okay, so it says I fixed both issues. The generate another recipe button now works properly by ensuring it calls the same handler function. The recipe images are now more relevant to the actual recipe content. See? I've replaced the generic images with food specific images collections, right? Okay, so we can sort of test that out. So let's test it. Seems like, is it still doing more? Something else? Okay, so let me just click generate another recipe. Let's see if it actually works now. Okay, so what we've got, which is very interesting, is that we have an image which is related to chicken, which is, the main thing. And that they've done that, right? So the chicken is a little bit better. The image is better, obviously. Um, the Let's just go to generate another recipe though, because it doesn't look like it's produced exactly what I wanted. Again, you can see the chicken related images are there, herb roasted. But again, I've noticed that the recipe hasn't changed. So I'm going to say the recipe still hasn't changed. And it will happen sometimes, Sometimes it won't change it, or the code doesn't quite work. So I've just said the recipe still hasn't changed. I should have maybe added after clicking. The issue is that the generate another recipe button isn't properly generating a new recipe. Let's fix this by ensuring it correctly triggers the recipe generation function with the correct ingredients. Okay, so now it's gonna work on it. And this is what happens sometimes, guys. Sometimes um, it will have fixed something maybe at one part of the code, if you like, one part of it, of the app, and it needs to still, do it somewhere else. So it's not very simple, guys. Not as simple as that. Just think about this. This is like, AI doing this. Usually you'd have a team of developers that you'd have to pay a lot of money to do this. It's pretty remarkable if you think about it, right? Um, so obviously it's just trying to figure this out. At the moment, it says the error build is unsuccessful. So it's trying to figure it out. So you can see there's an error code here. There's some errors there. I can click try to fix it, and it will try and do that. So now it's trying to fix the problem. Let me just go back and exit, get back to that, and let it try and do that. Looking at the error message, there seems to be a TypeScript type comparison issue. Let's analyze the code and fix this type of issue. So there's a lot of analyzing by Lovable. It kind of goes into different parts. And like I said, if this was developers, it will be like the amount of money you'd be paying to develop something like this is crazy. But with platforms like Lovable, you just have to keep going back to it and kind of explaining just again and again sometimes what the problem is. It says, I've reviewed the code and couldn't find any actual type comparisons. The build error might be due to a temporary issue or a mismatch between the code being edited and what's actually compiled. Okay, so let's just see again. Let's click it again. So you got that one, which we've done, then let's generate another one. So obviously, guys, you definitely need to test it out. Obviously, making sure that it's all functional, whether the generate another recipe works. If not, then you'd need to go into the chat and basically explain if something is working or not. Now, like I said, it's really important to check everything, to check the imagery. Like I said, in this case, check, make sure it's generating the right other recipes. But obviously, you can do everything in the chat. I'm just showing you just a very quick snapshot on how it works. But literally, it's almost like talking to a person, it's like talking to Chat GPT. You keep asking questions, you keep giving it feedback, you keep saying, "Can you add this, change that?" I'll give you a prime example. I might say, "Can you change?" Just a very quick example. Change the generate button to a just a different color, just for the sake of this video, right? To a green color, right? Green color, just for the sake of the video, right? But I'm just trying to demonstrate how you can change anything you want with this just by talking to Lovable. So and this is the principle that most of these work at. So look at this. It says I'll update the generate another recipe button to use a green color from the project's existing color palette, which is good. So it actually recognizes what the palette is, and there you go. You can see instantly that the generate another recipe button has been changed. So this is how you do it, guys. You do the chat. If something's not working or you don't like something and you want to edit something, just go in the chat, explain it, and Love will come back to you and work on those changes. But yeah, that is it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did like the video, please hit the like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. If you want anything else specifically that you want me to cover, drop it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.